Hello, my name's Ben and I'm an addict. Welcome back to the channel. Merry New Year and all that jazz. Now, I did plan on doing a kind of year in review type video that most YouTubers are doing, but I couldn't be arsed going through all the footage, so I'll just say thank you for the 100 subscribers. We're on the way to the next giveaway, 495. I think 320 something at the minute. I want to thank each of you that have subscribed. And today's video, I'm answering a question that literally nobody has asked. So if you watch my videos for a while, you might see that there's quite a variety of sort of content, cars on there. Some of them are obviously through work. I do work as a mechanic, but today I just want to show you how many are actually my vehicles. So we're going to start from the beginning with the one that I've owned for the longest period of time, which is this one. It's my 1991 Mazda Mx-5. It's actually Japanese import, so it's an Unus Roadster. I'd love to show you it running, but the battery's flat. Yeah. Oh, come on. Yeah. Battery's flat. And my jump pack's not best either. Now, I've had this for about 8 years, I think. 2012 I bought it, round about March time. So it'll be coming up 9 years anyway. I've had it longer than the missus. Don't tell her that. And I bought it because really I think it's one of them cars you've got to own, you've got to drive, you know. People sort of rave about how fun they are to drive, you know, the slickness of the gearbox, and yeah, I think I would agree with them. Now, I bought it, I think I had it on the road for about 18 months and then just bought other stuff, really, I think is what the situation was. So it got pushed aside and pushed aside. I think I did keep it MOT'd every year, and it was extended in obviously May, I think, when it was up. So the MOT ran out November, I think, and I haven't renewed it. I've got some supercharger bits and turbocharger bits to bolt to it. Not sure which route I'm gonna go down yet. But that is the oldest car I own and the one I've had for the longest. Let's move on to the next one, which technically isn't a car. Right, car number 2, or vehicle number 2, is my Smiley Transit recovery truck. It's a 1996 P-Reg, June 2015 is when I bought it. It's currently undergoing welding, obviously. Got a bit of a chassis extension because the one that was on it was, well, as you can see, it's not taken much to remove this section. So I'm just redoing that there, more support, because when you're loading stuff up, with the rear end sort of flexing as you drive stuff up it. But yeah, it's my workhorse. It's what I use to pick most cars up. I think I paid 1,700 quid for it, and it's had a shitload of work really since I've owned it. Yeah, it's had well, I've got new drums there for it, brake shoes, it's had wheel cylinders, brake pipes on the rear, it's had brake master cylinder, radiator, thermostat housing, exhaust from the front pipe, I think, down pipe, and then it's had bottom ball joints on the front, both. It's had a strut top mount on this driver's front. We won't even get into the amount of welding that I've done to it. I keep saying, oh, I'm going to gonna sack it off, get a new one, you know, that's quicker, quieter. But the newer Transits are just as bad for rust, so is it even worth it? But yeah, that's my baby. She's gonna be off the road for a while now, I think, while I try and get her fixed up and MOT'd. But let's see car number 3, which is through the frost and the steam condensation. So this is, well, vehicle number 3. It's a Ford Fiesta Courier 2001, and I bought this for £795, which, you know, probably was overpriced at the time, but I needed something really. I was renting a unit just down the road. I think I was paying 210 quid a month for it, but I was probably only going there like an hour or 2 hours a month, so really it wasn't worth having that unit. And I had a lot of shite, engines and gearboxes mainly, that obviously I didn't have anywhere for at home. I needed something to shove these engines in while I decide what to do with them or make use of them. I haven't made use of them, and the weight in the back has ruined the rear axle, which is why it's down here on the floor. And obviously being a Ford from the late 90s, early 2000s, it needs fucking welding. Look at the state of that. So I'm debating whether to just scrap it, but I know you don't really see many of them nowadays. Yeah, that's car number 3. I think I've got a soft spot for Fords, mate, perhaps. My first ever car was a Fiesta Mark IV 98 S-Reg. So yeah, right, car number 4, I think it's going to be the Ibiza, so let's have a look. Right then, we'll move on to car number 4, which is Seat Ibiza. What is it? It's an FR PD 130, and I bought this because it was cheap, or at least I think it was cheap for what it is. Can't remember if I think I paid 700 quid for it. All 4 plates, done 118,000 miles, which for the engine on these, it's nothing really. And up until getting the Beamer back on the road, this was my daily family bus. But it's in need of some love and some more power. Oh, it's starting to sort of mould up in here. Dampness, condensation and that on the screen. But the plan with this is to hopefully double the horsepower on it. Obviously I've been on Dark Side Development's website. Oh, 50p. Looking at intercoolers, and what else was I looking at? Can't remember now. Oh, the EGR delete and manifold thing. But obviously we need to this lockdown situation to go away, and get it on a rolling road, see what power it's currently running, how many of the 130 or 128 or whatever power it had, horsepowers it had as it got left. And then obviously my aim is like 220 brake horsepower at the least. But yeah, that's the plan for this one. Let's move on to the next. Right, car number 5, and if my maths is correct, we're not even halfway through them yet. It's 96 Fiat Cinquecento track spec. This probably wants running as well and starting. It's steamed up inside. We'll give it some love. Come on. Usually takes a couple of attempts. Come on. Unless it's actually out of fuel this time. Bloody hell. There we are. Nice. Oh yeah, that smells good. Yeah, so this, I had an E39 525D BMW, which I swapped basically for this. I think maybe I paid 800 quid for the Beamer and maybe spent 200 or 300 on it, doing bits and bats here and there. And yeah, wanted to do a bit of track day action, so swapped it for this. Only slightly regretted it, but you know, I do want to get out on track again. Did a couple of sprints last year with it. Yeah. Now I don't really have a plan for this. I mean, I bought the next car that you'll see to sort of replace this as a track toy, because I found it hard work getting hold of spares for it. There isn't a Fiat dealer near me, and even if there was, I'm not sure anything that age is still listed stuff for. So I think I needed like the seal for the fuel filler neck. Obviously could get them off eBay, but it was from Italy. I still haven't bought one. I've just bodged it up at the minute. But yeah, I'd say I don't know whether to do like a T-Jet conversion on it, or just put the 1400 naturally aspirated in out of like a Fiat Stilo, or rebuild that one. It's got a bit of a knock on it, I think, from the bottom end. Don't know whether to rip it out, rebuild it, make it properly clean, or what. But as you can see, I have that many cars that it's hard work sometimes knowing where to start and what to do. So I'm hoping I can thin the fleet down and then focus on the Mazda, I think, to start with, or the Seat. Not sure, no idea. But anyway, let's see car number 6, I think. 7. Right, next one, car number 6. This Renault Twingo 2007 model, which I got in September 2019 for £595. It's a 1.2 turbo. Bought it as a Cat D write-off. The headlamp on the driver's side was smashed in. Bumper's a bit knackered. Fog light and the fog light surround smashed in. There's an alloy missing on the driver's rear. Or was it passenger rear? One of the rears. And it came with no seats in the back. Another thing you might notice, this one, condensation build up. I think it's just with not using them. Obviously, the Beamer is now my main daily, so that's obviously all right. But Seat is full of water, condensation. Seats are starting to mould up. This is full of condensation. Seats are starting to mould up. Cinquecento. Seats are full of condensation, starting to mould up. So it's not good. Not good having this many. They just get neglected and, yeah, end up worse off than when I bought them. So the plan for this was to track car it, but I think I've changed my mind. We're just going to do a bit of a fast road build, because there isn't really much performance-wise you can do with them. I mean, I've tried looking for sort of hybrid turbo kits and larger intercoolers, but it's all going to have to be like custom made or universal ones sort of bodged in. So I think we'll, a bit of a remap. I can get Clio 182 injectors into it, apparently. When you're doing a remap, that is the limit. The limiting factor is the original injectors. Maybe some lightweight wheels. I'm going to strip out any soundproofing and that from in here. Take the seats out. I'm hoping that the Clio Mark III seats will fit in out of a 182. Or is it Mark II? Either way, I've got a Clio that I'm going to trial the seats in, see if they fit. If they do, I'm going to get some 182 seats, and that'll be, you know, a bit more supportive. I'm going to do a timing belt on that on this and water pump ideally, if that's the route we're going down. I'd like to do like a dyno run before and after it's modified. But yeah, I'll just show you some shots of the outside, and then we will move on to car number well, we won't. If you want to see car 7, it's the Beamer bought in January 2020. There'll be a link up there to see the build on it, I guess, the repairs, the clean-up of it. She's just parked there, look. Looking dirty, but pretty. Or pretty dirty. But yeah, that is my family bus now. Oh, fucking windows steaming up. And I am glad. The only thing is, I'm just paranoid about the timing chain, because it's the N47 diesel engine, and they're notorious for timing chains failing. And I'm, you know, paranoid every time I put my foot down. Oh no, oh, that chain's gonna go. So I've insured it for the year. So come December, well, yeah, December this year, it's gonna get moved on, get my money back, and see what comes along next. So cars 8 through to, or is it 7? No, 8 through to 12, 8, 9, 10, 11. Cars 8 to 11 were all given to me in a business deal, basically. The garage I work at, I was co-director at. I'm not anymore. And I've been given these 4 cars as payment, pretty much. So let's go and see them now. This is 8. It's a Focus, 59 plate. As I mentioned, given to me in a bit of a business deal. It's a non-runner at the minute. Sounds like the one at Belts has gone. It's not even open at the minute. I mean, it's been sat here for 6 or 7 months now. I need to get on it and get it fixed, get it fucking sold. But as you might be starting to see, the problem I have, I just seem to attract cars, shite ones at that, and then struggle to get the time to fix them. But we'll get through it. Right then, cars 9 and 10. Clio, which if you've just seen one at recent videos, had a head gasket fault, which is now fixed. We're just on with doing a spring on this side, going to get it ready to be sold. And this one was a trade-in against a car I actually got in the business deal, which was a Corsa, 08 plate Corsa, which I've sold. And obviously they had this to trade in. I didn't want it really, obviously, but stuck with it now. It's a little Citroen C3. And car 11, it's this Mini Cooper S, which yeah, came into the garage, came into work with, I think the cooling system was boiling over. So obviously stripped the head off. Yeah, the head was bananaed. Redid it, put it all back together, then came to start it. No compression, nothing. Stripped it all out again. Once we checked the block, we found that was warped as well. So I had to strip all the crankshaft out, pistons out. It's had new piston rings and all that jazz. Block's been skimmed and is level. Obviously, being a cast iron block, I didn't check it because it's very rare for a cast block to warp. They can withstand quite a bit of heat. But this is going to be the new track project. Obviously, because it was given to me, it means I've got plenty of money. Well, I say I haven't got plenty of money, but we can spend on it, and it's not going to, you know, take it into a ridiculously priced car. You know, if we'd have bought it for £2,000, spent £2,000 worth of bits on it, you know, then it's £4,000, and we never see that money back. That is the main reason I don't spend shitloads on modifying cars, because it's money you never really make back. But obviously with this one, I think we can do something, you know. So that Twingo was going to be the track project, but it's yeah, performance parts are hard work to get hold of. So that's this, and let's move on to cars 12 and 13, which you should know if you've been watching my £500 to £15,000 series. This is car number 12, the Fiat Punto. I don't really think we can include these because these were bought for a purpose, bought to be sold on, but I've got them, they're in my possession. And then obviously we have this Fiesta, which is the most recent purchase. Yeah, it's all cleaned up now. I've got somebody coming to look at it. Well, no, maybe not. They messaged me yesterday. They wanted to come and see it this weekend. I've told them Sunday is going to be the best day, which is tomorrow. Whether they turn up or not is a different matter. They've not messaged me back yet, so who knows. But yeah, 13 cars, so I've got a bit of a problem, haven't I suppose? Nobody needs that many. I'll try and sort myself out. Don't know how successful we'll be, but yeah, that's that. Bit of a different video, I suppose. I mean, I didn't really want to make a video like this. I usually just prefer to get stuck into, you know, the fixing, the cleaning, buying and selling the cars, but you know, a bit of an insight into what vehicles I've got going on in my life. So thanks for watching, and we shall see you next time. Cheers, bye.